Yo, what's up guys? Straight into the action here. So we're using the Navy Exequror that we theory crafted with Mr. Chris Wow1cc a couple of weeks ago. So thanks again for that, Chris. It saved me a bit of a job from logging in and stuff. I know that's like mega lazy, but yeah. So Chris was impressed with it. I've been impressed with it, and Chris has actually been killing tech threes with this thing, although he's been using it blaster fit, and I've got it obviously the rail version. So I really love the rail vigilant, and I used to use that like way back, loads of just like pew, low sec and everything. That 90% web obviously is just like so strong. And on the Vigi we used to use the 250mm rails, and it used to just decimate stuff at like 60-70k with like standard ammo in and stuff, you know. So you weren't really having to use spike in that thing, so you weren't losing too much damage. And obviously the Vigi's like damage bonus is insane anyway. So with this ship, it's basically a half price Rail Vigilant in my opinion, with more tank. So with the Navy Exequror having the plate bonus, so the mass reduction it is, so you can still go super quick. You can see there we're like hitting nearly 2.4k, and I think it goes up to like 3.6 heated. I'd have to check the stats, but hopefully we'll be able to have a look at how it works and really like show its strengths, especially on the last fight where we're using the pimp web. So we've got like an 18km overheat, and that's just like, I think if you're going to pimp one thing on this ship, that's got to be it, like the web. I've got the point and the web pimped, but obviously that sort of like doubles the price of the ship, so you can like go pretty cheap with this. I think it's like 180mm maybe T2 fitted. It could be even cheaper, right? So I think this fit's sitting at around 330. Again, we'll have to check at the end once we'll go to the stats. I'll not cover the ship fit too much, but since we've already done it in the other video, right? But we'll quickly go over it. But yeah, so we yeeted out into nullsec, just getting back to the footage here, and this was the second jump I did. I was like literally at the top right of drone lands, so there wasn't really much going on bar ratting. So this Ishtar was just like a max tank ratting fit. Couldn't break him because of the resist profiles and stuff, but we got that Astera who was just like sitting at the gate and then randomly warped his pod back, so that was pretty cool. The pod was worth like 415mm I think, so yeah, ripped to be him. Oh, actually checking it there. So yeah, 415 and then 110 for the Astero. Again, I mean, it wasn't like great PvP, obviously, just like killing an Astero, but I decided to like ninja in for his loot here. I was pretty convinced at this point the Ishtar didn't have a scram, so I was feeling pretty safe just to dive in there. And also having that web, you know, just lets you be a bit more ballsy because you can really keep stuff at range. It really makes a difference, like if you think an interceptor's burning at you and you can start webbing them at 18 instead of 12 or 13 or whatever it is, you can possibly save yourself from getting scrammed, so that's pretty nice. So there we are, warping to the wreck just to do a bit ninja looting because the Sisters probe launcher did drop and I wanted to get that. And also I realized like midway through this fight I didn't have any paste. I totally derped there and didn't bring anything with us. So yeah, I think we'll warp off here and then we'll warp back in, and we'll actually get a decent little warp in on the Ishtar here because he's sitting at range from the gate. So I've been away from the gate, so I'm warpable to it. He's like within 70 or whatnot, and I'll just warp to like 100 and I'll land pretty much, not like right on top of him, but I'll land pretty close to him. And then we'll try for like max DPS just to try and break him, but you'll see it's just like too insane. The thermal and kinetic resistance on those Ishtars is absolutely crazy. So a bit of a longer clip here guys, but I didn't want to cut it up too much because it was the first fight which I had for like absolutely ages. I'm probably sure you've seen all the mistakes I make, and I make a big one here as well. So as we're fighting with this Ishtar, again going like antimatter, like overheat, keeping that range, so the tracking's perfect. And yeah, don't judge us for the EC drones guys because I'm just sick of Jaguars. So it's a good escape route. But I didn't even notice the little Astero here who got in, and he actually gets a scram on us. So yeah, this was a big mistake from me here. This possibly could have cost us the ship, right? So we're pretty well equipped to deal with small stuff. I mean, we've got the drones, obviously ECs we could escape or whatnot. We've got the web and we've got the Newt as well. So the web really allows those rails to track. And you can see I'm just double clicking up here just to get the tracking right on him, and then he's dead. So that was like a PvP version obviously since he had the scram. So kudos to that guy for coming back, right? And the EC drones seem to be working on the Ishtar pretty well there. And again, we can't kill him, so we'll just decide to try and like defang him, just like make his life as difficult as possible during this fight. So he's got to go and replace them at least, which is yeah. But I was just pretty bloodthirsty for a fight because, like I say, I hadn't done any PvP for absolutely ages. Alright, so this time we actually warped in on this guy in the first place. He was just like a rat and vexer, but I warped out and jumped the system and then waited a few minutes because I'd already bookmarked where he was, and then I jumped back in and surely enough he was warping back to the site. So because of the like crazy speed, yeah, look at that speed going up, man. The acceleration's really good, like with that mass thing. So we're nearly like 3, I think it'll go like 3.7, 3.8, right? So that's pretty nice. And with the super long point, we've got 31 kilometers. You can really sit on top of people, and like I say, it's not really the best fight, but I just wanted to show you like how sloppy I was in this fight. And I feel, because I've been doing so much PvE over the last few months, I feel like I'm so rusty, if that makes sense. I know I've played the game for quite a long time, and that's might be hard to believe, but I think it's more just the muscle memory stuff, right? So I've got all my mods in the right place and everything, but it's just remembering all these little things. So the Vexer launches some EC drones there, but I've got mine on him already, and there he goes. So that's a pretty easy kill right there. Right, this one really shows the strength of the web here, guys, so if you keep your eye on that. There was a Gnosis jumping backwards and forwards, and you had aggro, and I decided just to go for it. There's also a Sigil there who was just like mega bait fit. We couldn't even kill his like regen or whatever, so yeah, he was just there to... I'm not sure if it was this guy's ult or not, because I think this guy was fairly new. But yeah, we'll just say do a bit of manual and get a bit close to him. You can be a bit more ballsy because of the web, but still you don't really want to be like getting that close. And there you go. So web's on, and he does rush for us in a second. And yes, Schnoodles, before you comment, I have put the reactive on there. I noticed I put it a bit late. That's what I mean about like being a bit rusty and losing a bit of muscle memory. So he's aggroed back on us right now, and we've got such a big tank, and he goes for the rush in a second, and you'll see it coming. So basically just swing the camera. I know I should be zoomed out for these, but just to make it easy, and there's the web on. So if I only had like a short web, like a T2 web there, he would have had the scram on us like easy. And he does come in at the end, but I was pretty confident that he was going to die. He was obviously shield tanked, so I wasn't really too fussed if he got like super close at this point, because I'm just tanking, and he's going to die pretty easy. I think he had like a weird fit as well. When I looked up his kill board, he was usually blaster fit with the Gnosises, but he had like light missiles or something, like the proper light missiles, like the frigate ones. So that guy dies there. That was a good little fight. And man, that web just clutching it. I really can't emphasize like just how good the web is, guys. Alright guys, just want to quickly show you the fit. If you want to see the full breakdown, check out a couple of videos ago when we're talking like mega in depth of all the stats and stuff. But just for now, we've got the energy neutralizer, just a small, because that's all that fits. A 200mm Railgun Tech 2s, a cheap Microwarpdrive, a T2 cap booster, obviously to keep the Ancillary running and things, and keep the Microwarpdrive running, because it is pretty cap shit, because it is a Tech 1 hull at the end of the day. I think, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's a must to have like a pimp web. You could probably do a Tech 2 warp disruptor, but really having both of those is a really good thing if you can afford to fit them on. Damage control, which is really nice. I might possibly switch out to a nano in the future. We'll just have to see, or an overdrive or something. 2 damage mods, the 800 plate, which this ship actually does get the mass reduction, which is really cool. I wish all the Caldari line would get that. That would be really handy for their ships. So that's pretty nice. And we have got a fit with the 1600 plate on, which I'll try as well. Reactive Hardener I think is really good, because you're going to be skirmishing a lot, so you're going to be on grid a lot of the time. So anything that helps your tank is going to be absolutely very good. And the medium Ansi Repper. Explosive armor reinforcer, because we've got 0, well not 0, but pretty much pretty low. That's the whole, so 34% goes up to 57. So you could probably get away without having that on as well, if you really wanted to. And 2 Orc thrusters just for the speed. So normal speeds will go like 2.5, and heated would do 3, 6, 8, 8. So that's pretty cool. And we do take a synth exile, and you could also take some speed drugs as well. Or if you're going to be really fancy, you could actually pimp the whole thing out and then use some snakes, which I've got in the works as well. Going to build a snake clone. I'll probably do that like a live video as well, just to show you guys who haven't done that sort of stuff. Maybe do a little implant guide as well while we're there. But yeah, that's the fit, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Sorry again for the pew not being like absolutely crazy. And hopefully this mic's working as well. I've had to borrow this one off my daughter, so because my Yeti after 12 years has died a death, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll have to try and borrow this one. I need to do a commentary or whatever. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.